filming me.
Really? Are you going to keep standing or are you going to sit down?
Oh, we'll move.
Okay.
I just got to get this here up. I'm just getting the link so then I can share it on Discord. Copy link. And then I'll go to Discord. Oh, that's not Discord. I'll go to Discord. Then see if I can make it work. Not having a lot of fun at the minute.
What?
Hey?
What do you say?
Not having a lot of fun at the minute.
No, I'm just putting shadows on you.
Why won't that nick off? How about if I just do that? Oh. Now I'll do paste. Righto, now the link is up.
Okay.
There we go, see? I have a link. Anyway, can you just paste that in us? Righto, kiddos. Now, hopefully we get a question and then I can...
Two people.
Hey?
2 people.
Yeah, then hopefully you get a question and then I can answer a question. Lucy and Isla. As you can see, they just can't get enough. Sofu's down a little bit today, I see, but that was to be expected, of course. And how can it just be going at 1,000% a day? That's just... I did say yesterday that it starts here and then it goes up like this and then it goes down and then it will slowly work its way back up. What it's doing. Obviously it will do little shark bites along the way. You've got to be careful with these little horn buds that are waking out now because they inadvertently just hit you with it and they're really sharp. And they really hurt when they throw their head back. Hit by these little horns. And what else is there? We fed the calves this morning. They're all doing really good. Tomorrow, hopefully, I will name Leon's calf with his ticket, which of course I'll film. That one. And no questions. If you roll up the screen at all, you'll be on. Doors maker should be coming in, and Erin said she would.
Yeah, well, you did have 2 people for a little while and then...
These guys just can't get enough, can they?
I don't think so.
You just love the attention. But it's funny how Lucy's happy to be standing there like that and the front leg's up there and go,
Yeah.
I'm just in your lap.
Mm-mm. They're having fun.
Still no one?
No.
Can you pass me the iPad, please? Jeez, you're a little chore, aren't you? Yeah, this is Mum's Discord, isn't it? So doesn't have all my friends. Jeez, you're just biting away. Really rips in.
Just checking out what you're doing.
What else has been going on?
One person.
Hopefully you get a question.
Hopefully.
Because it'd be nice to answer a question.
Yeah.
See what's...
It's been the first ever time I'm on your channel or live stream or anything. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll switch the cameras. No, there's no chatting. Who's there? Anyone? Can I answer a question about anything? Maybe if I do that, all messages are visible. And yep, that's right. Yeah, all messages are visible. So yeah, hopefully it's all good. Ah, there you go. Right, I'm gonna switch cameras again, Andrew. Here we go. There we go. Right, try that.
There you go.
There we go. Come on, kiddos.
He says okay.
So what are you doing, Andrew? You working hard? Hardly working? When you are supposed to be at work, but you're just being slack. I'll get a little closer. Learning some more German today.
He said it's so cloudy.
It's what?
So cloudy.
So cloudy. Oh, down here we got nice sunshine. Only got a few little clouds in the sky. And weather's turning into spring weather today.
Oh, so cuddly.
Oh, aren't they ever?
And then he starts speaking in German. So
I know the German stuff I can't sort of make out for some reason. Because like I tell Dawsey, is that I can only speak Australian.
yeah,
I speak a little bit of English.
I got poor English as well.
Yeah,
So I couldn't even. Yeah.
I speak a lot of Australian. I speak a tiny bit of Spanish.
Do you?
Yeah,
Nice.
like Buenos Dias and stuff like that.
Okay.
But yeah, very, very sort of limited on that, but I'm pretty good at Australian.
Buenos Dias.
Yeah,
So yeah, he's speaking German now.
no, that's Spanish.
Oh, Spanish. There you go. Yep.
The one holding the camera who's doing all the wobbling around the place is Rayton 16.
Right on 16.
Right on 16.
Yep.
Who's not a member of my Discord, but is in the LSC.
Yep. And hard worker.
What's that?
And hard worker.
Who is?
Me.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah.
Righto.
Yeah.
Look at the feeding over there. See, you can just take it.
He said I'm very hard worker.
Oh, yeah, no, he's out.
Yeah. He says that very sarcastic.
Problem is I'm deaf on this side here. And it's to be able to hear. Especially with the ear ringing so loud with the tinnitus. It's just,
He says I can still hear you even though you're far away from the phone and there's quite a lot of wind, so that's good.
yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, no, that's good. Because, what are you standing about 4 feet away from me?
Yeah.
Something like that. So what did you kill the safety price for? Well, you sold all of your millions of coins and dropped the price for it. That's Mum. So these two. No other questions?
He hasn't said any. Oh, sorry, I was missing all
You
that.
didn't scroll it up.
No.
You got my problem.
Yeah, he said don't go much more than 4 feet away, and then
Yeah.
the wind is too much now,
Yeah.
and then
That's how you got to try and shield the wind. Yeah, yeah. Whichever way the wind's coming from.
I have no idea.
Yeah. Maybe open your jumper or something and hold it there. Oh. You got to bite, don't you?
I don't know if that does anything.
Yeah, well, you don't know until you try. He'll give you feedback.
Yeah, no, I can't really read anything though. Okay, there you go. I can't really kneel down though. But yeah.
Look at this nibble. Right.
So all the
Yeah, no, it is. Excellent. Let's do this because what it's all about. Just an experiment, just to see. Because we don't know.
do the goats eat any solid food yet?
They eat the pellets. Because we feed those, the grain pellets to the calves. I keep thinking you've got access to the restricted videos, but you don't. I go into explaining about the dairy pellets, which is to help cows produce milk. And those pellets are really important for rumen development. And that's where these little kids now have started to eat those pellets. And because of course we feed them so the mums get good milk. And they also eat the hay and a bit of grass now. They're really quite nibbling a fair bit. They pretty much start nibbling on things within days of starting. Okay, let's just film here. Have you scrolled up the page?
Yeah, nothing more.
Nothing more.
Nothing more.
Erin hasn't turned up.
No, it's all just Andrew.
It's just Dawes, is it?
Yeah. Oh, is that who's doing monkeys?
Yeah.
Yeah, didn't realise.
That's why it's like. Awesome.
Yeah, no, I didn't think twice about that.
How old do the goats have to get before they're able to start reproducing?
16, 18 months?
About a year.
About a year.
It doesn't really take long for goats, but if you put a buck in here, he'll try and mate with them too young, and that's what you don't want. And that's why the buck is separated from the girls. But they grow up really fast.
So he said, wow, that's quite quick.
Yeah. And they live to about 15.
Oh, hello.
Between 15 to 20 years. Okay. So they live a fair while. And I was hoping Erin would turn up as well. So there'll be a couple of people.
Do they reproduce as much as possible?
Goats can have, technically they can have, they can always remain pregnant, but like they're not like some sheep species that can only mate once a year. These guys here can be pregnant a couple of times, but essentially you want them to have 2 lots of kids every 3 years. That's the ideal breeding program.
There's some extreme close-ups of the goats. Do you collect any milk?
No, these ones here aren't milking goats. They're these are ball goats, so essentially just for meat. These aren't dairy at all, but we do have a bit of crossbred in them. But these are. So, these girls here are all breed. To have things to play on, hence why they're always like jumping all over the place and just doing their thing because they absolutely love to have. They really enjoy just falling down and getting back up again, and then they try it again, and then if they fall down, then they just get back up again. And it's like what she's doing here. She's trying a new way, and she fail, and then all of a sudden succeeds, and it's what makes her really happy. They really enjoy that.
He said, haha, they're like proper children, aren't they?
Oh, absolutely. They're like little ADD kids.
I know how that's...
They just, they're just relentless. They don't stop. No, they're good fun. So anyway, you haven't answered why you killed Seifu for me.
He was an ADD kid.
Yeah. But why did he kill Seifu for me? Come on. It's not good. Destroying it for me. I know it will come back. Oh, don't worry about that. Like, it's all going all good.
I killed Safu by buying it myself.
Yeah, I know. I think we all have that same thing. You know, just before it dipped yesterday, I had to buy some, didn't I? And of course, you know, that just wiped out any profit I had. And it's just so typical.
That caused it to crash. I have a strange knack for buying at the top.
You're certainly not alone, Andrew. You're certainly not alone where we all feel the same. Like, seriously, like, you are not alone when it comes to always being able to buy at the top, and then if you happen to just give up on it, obviously selling for less than what you bought it for. Very common. Yeah, we all do the same thing, man. That's why the safety thing for me was sort of get it and hold it. Just don't bother about the ups and downs with it, because at some point you just got to roll with it. So, yep, that's what it is. That's why I did it that way.
So it's all good though, will come good with Saturdays, and with the stable fund starting again on 15th of December, then we're all.
Oh, absolutely. And if you've got a little bit of money, I've got some ideas for me, which apparently and these are from people that make money, okay? So it's within our community. So there's people that make money, have some ideas that you might want to have a look at too, for a bit of diversity. But obviously it's up to you to work out what you want to do and whether it's worth it for you or whatever. But apparently passive income this year is one of our respected guys in the community is saying it's just the go. He makes some serious money out of it, out of these types of things, and so I would think that he would. Well, he's got one leg in front of us already, you know, like he's doing all right. So, and if he sort of says that, I think that would probably be better than just me saying it.
Kiwi seems to be good at making money. 60 BNB the other day, insane.
I bought $8 worth of Seifu and it went up to 250. How many times is that? That was like 2,350% increase. Well, if I had have invested $1,000, what would be 230 times that? 230 grand.
It's a lot more money.
How many B&B is that? Like, you know, seriously, like, but I just had no more I could invest. Like, I put everything I had into it, and that is all I had. problem is when you and I actually get something that turns this operating yesterday into someone with a little bit more penny. The time that we get those big wins is when we just haven't got enough to invest. So we're not capitalising on the advantage that we know is there, but we can't do anything about it. And it's what keeps on driving our own financial system just so much harder and harder all the time, because our losses on some things seems to be when you're invested a lot of money, but your winnings on things seems to be when you haven't had the money to be able to invest. So the timing of everything just seems to be out of whack, and I'm sure all of this resonates with what you experience yourself, because believe it or not, we're not that much different. We all, like most people, fit into the same category of doing the same thing, and that's what the whales feed on. And you just don't want to try and be shrimp for whale food. And the only way to not be shrimp for them is obviously not to sell. But it's just damn hard when that's the sort of things that happen. That the joys of investing, hey? Yeah. But that's the way I find it anyway. When I have those moments of really good success, is when I just haven't got enough money on it. When I've seem to have enough money to do something, it seems to be the only things available seem to be things that lose money. Yeah, go figure.
The joys in investing, indeed.
Yeah, that's right. But I'm sure all of that resonates with yourself, because that's just the way it is, unfortunately, for the most part. And that's like, yeah, Kiwi put up there however many B&B. Yeah, that's right. But really, like, under the circumstances, it was not hard to make a good profit when, like I said, look what I had from $8 to $250. And of course I didn't cash out. Why? Because it's $250. Who cares about $250? Whereas, like, if you had invested $1,000, saw it go to 100 grand, you would have cashed out, wouldn't you? Like, hello, as if you would have kept on riding the train all the way to $200,000. You just, no way could your heart ever hold on to it. So you just wouldn't have done it. You probably would have cashed out at 50 or maybe some of it at less. That's the way it goes. But seriously, it's not that hard when you've got little opportunities that pop up, but the problem is having some money at the right time. And it's damn hard to have it in your wallet without thinking you've got to use it. And yeah, unfortunately, it's just the way it goes. The odds are stacked against us, unfortunately, because we've got to stay in the game for too long because our investments are too small.
There's a second person watching, but I don't know who did this.
Hi. Hello to watcher number 2. Thank you, welcome. We are here playing with some goats and talking a bit of SAFU. Haven't really had anything to say about LSC yet, but of course, that's just doing its thing. Hopefully there'll be some, they're lining up for an airdrop and some draws, which of course the draws next year is every week. And that's, I think the first one's scheduled for like $25,000, and that's American as well, so far out.
Dawes said LSC is going to be a nice boost.
Geez, it would be good to win it, wouldn't it? And like, if you're win it on the first week, sure, it'd be good, but it depends obviously on the price of SAFU-X, yes. But you would think that winning it 6 months' time or 4 months' time would be the best time, when SAFU-X has had a time to hopefully increase in value, and the rebases have also. Obviously, it's all dependent on SAFU-X price, Because of course you can have more tokens for less money or coins for less money or less value each and still end up at the same value as the previous week. I know how it all works like that. But if the price pumps as well, because of blockchain and all the rest of it, yeah, it would be a hell of a nice boost, wouldn't it? Yes, how good would that be? Well, what a difference that would make to our lives. You know, if you won 25 grand not far out, would you just blow it all on safety?
Winnings could go insane if something about winnings could be insane if the NFT prices go up to 3 BNB or something. Especially if that happens.
Yeah, well, the bonus at the moment was getting the bonus multiplier that for the sacrifice multiplier that allowed them to have more SafeUX come mainnet. Whereas mints that are done on the higher price have to also buy SafeUX, because of course the only way to buy SafeUX once the Bitcoin closes is when mainnets launch, and so there's no multiplier, so the 3 BNB isn't as valuable as 3 BNB right now, because unfortunately you don't get the multiplier. And so you've got to buy it at the current market price, and so it might not be as beneficial to the protocol as what it is to get pre-mainnet. And that's the big thing about it. Done now, and they've been really pushing, trying to get things done, because it's really important for everyone, especially with the multiplier, to be able to get the mints processed while there's still a sacrifice period on. And of course, by being able to transfer the BNB into Bitcoin and use that to buy SafeUX is like, that's good, isn't it? And of course, that has a multiplying effect. And also that if there's enough Bitcoin sacrifice, then you get a bonus multiplier as well on top of that, which everyone who does Bitcoin gets that. So that helps out even more. So any purchase before the sacrifice period completely for SFX is of more benefit to the protocol than a buy afterwards. So hopefully that explains that pretty clearly. So yeah, that's why the team obviously needs to get sales. Not only that they want them more sold, but it's really good for the economics of the NFT. That, and of course I would see that where you've got pairs and groups of NFTs, once they're all out there, there's more pairs and groups that people could potentially trade and be able to put them together and increase potentially some value. And of course you can only achieve that point once all NFTs are sold. So I know that happens to a certain degree so far. I know that we've got something like that in our little amount that we've got, because Stacey was having a look the other day. But yeah, certainly, yeah, they just really need them more sold. But yeah, obviously there's a long way to go. But even with the amount that's sold now, the rewards are damn good. But imagine if they were all sold and it was 2.5 times more than what it is now. Like I don't know. I'll pull a number at 2.5 times 25 grand, so 60 grand.
62.5.
Bloody good. Well, far out. Wouldn't that be alright? You know, and that's just talking the first month. Okay, well, what about February, March, April, where you've going to switch cameras. Hello.
Ladybug.
I'm just relieving the boy from helping me out. So, geez, I've suddenly got big, haven't I? There you go. How's that? There he is. There's Righton. And I'll get me little selfie stick sorted out. Yeah, righto. Right, now I've got to put my glasses on so I can see.
It's out.
Uru. Oh no. No, don't do that. Righto. So the draws are going to be so much, really insane. Geez, that's really zoomed up, isn't it, again? You damn thing.
Glitchy with that.
I know, the whole phone's buggered, I know. Hello, Mr. Farmer. Hello. Yeah, I know, the zoom on the damn thing, it went crazy, didn't it? It was, but did you learn anything about the NFT and what you think, or you just... Yeah, I know, that's right. Dawes is saying about Patreon and how I need to get a new phone. Yeah, if you, like, it's only a Samsung A12, and if you look at it, like it's seriously filming a whole lot better than it looks. But, you know, like, with the way things are at the moment, there's just no way that I can do anything about that. It's unfortunate, but it's true. I just can't do anything to help that at all at the moment. It's just amazing how it works. But yeah, we go through little periods in our lives where things are a little bit better, and other times where it's not so great. And yeah, it's just hard, isn't it? But hopefully next year, like, obviously I'm trying not to pull fingers crossed, next year it all turns out to be unreal. Like, wouldn't that be a hell of a bloody boost? Like, I personally, like, obviously I'm hoping that everyone gets, I know everyone gets a chance, but like, just to win a draw, I'll just put it that way, just generalized, just the chance of winning a draw would just be unreal. Like, I know that 20 odd grand doesn't change your life as such, but geez, it makes things a lot easier. You know, like, I could go to Switzerland. Wonder if they'd have me. I don't speak German. I speak Australian, tiny bit of Spanish. Wonder if they'll accept me. I could limp up a mountain, have a look at a hillside, and see Lucy's come back. That rocky terrain looks pretty hard, but, you know, I could give it a go. I need me bionic knees first. Yeah, I see that not long ago, Denmark over there, they were doing this, you know how all the eco movement, and they're saying about fertilizers, and they're trying to cut out all urea and that, or nitrogen fertilizers, and it's that's just like, Yeah, the similar sort of things are starting to migrate to Australia, and that's just going to be where they're putting taxes on what we call a burping tax on cows for the methane, and it's going to become a whole lot more expensive to do even what we do. So I don't know what the future would hold, and so you would really, at the end of the day, you sort of hope that SAFU X, SAFU, whatever, and NFTs, plus whatever else we are able to do, or help fill the gaps, I suppose. Like, I know you got to be diversified and whatever, and you can't work forever and all the rest of it, but, oh, geez, Lucy's just knocked me a hand. And, yeah. But, that's the main idea. So why aren't you working anyway? Like, look, seriously, like, the absolute truth of the matter is, right, dairy farmers are going out, right? It's a dying trade, and it's becoming a more centralised trade. And so how much longer the farmer will be doing that we rear his cars for, I don't know. Like, I personally would have thought he would have already had stopped. But I asked him about it, and it's not on the plans at all to stop. He's 55, but doesn't have any kids. And so, but, obviously I'm asking because I'm wondering about our own business, like rearing the heifers and that, like what's going to happen. And, it's just really hard to know what's going to happen. So that's why I asked the question. And I suppose if he stopped doing his thing, then we would probably not look for more to do. Is that a good way to put it? I don't think I would be chasing around trying to find calves to rear, because it's like, seriously, you're just beating your head against the wall. And it's nice to be one of 3 screens. That's good. I should really be on all 3, but, one's pretty good. Jeez, that was loud, girl. That was just Lucy doing a sneeze. I don't know how much you heard, but that was loud. But anyway, a bit of wind coming up. Yeah, you heard it. Yeah, no, but that's all it was a sneeze. But sounds to me are weird now. Because my right, like, I know I'm pointing at my left, but this is my right ear. But it looks like I'm pointing at my left. It's got really loud tinnitus, and sounds to me completely different than what you hear sounds. And so when I hear a sound like that sneeze, it sounds like a gunshot beside me. And it actually gave me a bit of a fright. Like it's just amazing how being deaf in one ear and the way it affects my brain, that it makes sounds really strange. I know you could imagine it, but you can't, like with normal hearing, there's no circumstance where you can sort of simulate it. It's completely different. And the worst thing and the most upsetting thing to me, and this sort of gets me a bit upset, is that, oh shit, I'm getting upset, is that I can't ever go back to the way it was. Like, I know that people have worse shit and all the rest of it, I get that, but the problem is I can never get better again. Like, I like when I talk to the neurosurgeons, it's all about keeping you alive. It's not about really any quality of life. Like it's not a surgery that makes you better. And that's what people don't understand, because they think that, oh, you have a brain tumour and you have surgery and you're suddenly going to be a whole lot better. But it's not better at all. It's everything from that moment on in your life. Well, I can only talk for 2.5 years, 2 years since surgery, coming up to 2 years. Everything is just so much harder than what it ever used to be. It's just, it's life-saving, yeah. And of course, you've got to have it done if you want to save your life, but it's really not good. Like, certainly wouldn't volunteer for it. Raising our own animals if he retires, I think that if he retires, we get some beef calves each year from some beef farmers, right? That get abandoned, or twin calves that get abandoned from the mums, or sometimes the mums die for one reason or another. It's always an adverse situation to why we end up with a beef calf. They were in the distance behind me, but they're not there now. I was talking to Stacey about this, and personally, we just don't think we could stop doing it for them, because they're pleading to us like, please, please, please help us. We really need your help. And these people are nearly always in their, and bloody flies, nearly always in their 60s onwards, because a lot of farmers are old, or older, I should say. Old's a bit cruel, isn't it? And they're pleading with us, like, please don't stop rearing calves. Don't stop. Whatever you do, just don't stop, because we need you, so then the calf gets to live. And I don't know, like, we were talking about it and saying, well, I don't know how we could stop doing it for people like that. So essentially, even though we won't have access to fresh milk, if that was to happen, but we could use powdered milk, like what, normal calves are reared on. And that's just the way it is. Yeah, I'd hope I was part of the community. Like, I don't get involved in any community stuff except for when someone has trouble and needs help. I do a lot of things for people, like with me machine or me truck, carting some dirt or whatever. Obviously I can only do it for a little bit of the day when I, am mentally, physically with it. But I do what I can to help people. I don't want money for anything. I just love helping people. And that's why I was sort of alluding to you before about having any Patreon or patrons on Patreon, is that, we need the money. Yes, I know. But, seriously, my heart just wants to help people as well. So I've got this little project that we're working on with Harlock, to maybe reward back. Hopefully I can build some sort of community and then reward back the people with something, like, it might not be a lot. And I presume that hopefully it's not all of the money that I've had from Patreon, but hopefully I can do something. And, I know there's no commitment to give money back and that sort of stuff, or to do anything to help anyone else or anything like that, but it's the sort of shit that just makes me feel good, and just feeling good about what you can do for others, even when times might be a bit hard for yourself. It sort of, in your own mind, it sort of comes with more joy, if that makes sense, where I just sort of I got a little goat zooming past me. Hey, Lucy. And yeah, but that's, I know you can't just do everything for everyone and that sort of thing, but I don't expect everyone to do everything for me either. I'm extremely grateful that I've got 2 patrons, as if I'm gonna. Lucy's just. You see a dash in the background, and the other one, you'll see her in a sec. There she goes, running like crazy. Where do they go? Down there somewhere. Oh yeah, there's a whole group of them down there. That is unreal. Yeah, I know. That's. Oh, they're running back in. They're back again. But they certainly love the human contact, don't they? Like, they're just absolutely unreal like that, aren't they? Like I guess if you're not... Oh, here they go. You watch them zoom. It's the afternoons is animal playtime, by the way. When just before the sun sets, that's when all the calves start running around their paddocks. And if you ever want to see happy calves, that's the afternoon. And being a calf rearing farm, like, we've got happy calves every afternoon. Like, if you ever want to laugh, you just go to one of the paddocks and just watch them have a laugh, running around and doing their thing. Like, it certainly brings some joy to you, and it makes the costly bit maybe a little bit more worth it, like, I'm not saying that the bull calves will be euthanized if they weren't here, but I explained it in my video, but it's a bit hard to sort of explain it. Where we live, we're a long way from the sale yard, and plus you've got to have a calf that's at least a week old before they can go to a sale yard. And when they go to a sale yard, then they've still got to get transported to wherever they're going to go. And on top of that, they're always red, but to go to where, to what sort of farm, to what sort of medical and husbandry and that sort of stuff, I don't know. Like, I would presume it's all good, but I don't know, because obviously I don't have any control over that. And so she's a cutie, isn't she? And so, like, when you have the ability to make a change in the world, even if it is for the animal kingdom, it's kind of important, like, I know some people might be just thinking money, or whatever it might be, I get all that. Like, sure, it'd be nice to have a house or something. Like, we only live in a shed. Like, we don't actually have a house. I'm trying to make it a house, but of course my physical disabilities now, and especially mentally, it's made it so much harder she's bumping me, to get construction done. But, like, it's a shed, but I'm lining it out with timbers and stuff. And you'll see photos ages ago which I posted. Of course, I can always post more to show those sort of things, but I haven't actually had anything progress on the house for sort of mid-year now, because unfortunately we've had some serious losses in the family, and that sort of put a bit of a halt to it. And then it sort of coincided with spring calving, and one thing led to another. So yeah, I don't think I could ever say no to beef farmers with a calf when they plead to you that, can you please rear a calf? So I think that we'll still do that. But the good thing about beef calves is that they only calve from sort of February to March, April. And so really, like, it can take, say, 8 or 9 months of your year, but it's not 12 months of the year. So technically you could get a little bit of time off. Whereas now, like, in 9 years, apart from hospital visits, I've never had time off. That's just the way it is. But what I was saying about the calves is that we get them from the dairy, which is 10 kilometres away. And I'm sure you're working kilometres where you are, but about 7 miles, 10 Ks. And because they have only got to come here, they come here when they're 2 days old, but of course, they don't have to transfer very far. And like I've got video explaining the method of transportation to show the extra care that we take, because we've learned a lot over the years on, animal husbandry starts from the very, very beginning. 110 is our maximum speed limit. The Northern Territory has some 140 kilometre hour speed limits, but that's only on certain parts of the, I think it's called the Stewart Highway or something, up there that goes down Alice Springs from Darwin. But that's the fastest highway in Australia. But the rest of them are, the top speed is about 110. There's nothing other than that. And then quite a lot of speed limits even come down to 100, but not so much in WA, where I am. But the good thing about us rearing a calf from the dairy where we are is naturally they've only got a very short transit to get to here, so they're not put under any more undue stress. And that's kind of really important as well, is to try and make the ordeal as stress-free as possible. And I also go through some techniques on how to calm a calf, because, believe it or not, obviously we've been doing it for 9 years now, so you would think we would know. Well, you'd bloody hope so. But there's lots of techniques that you can use to soothe the calf, to make it feel nice and comfortable. And so you can settle them down a lot before they've even had a feed. And so it makes them feel nice and comfortable, well, as comfortable as can be. And that's why there's a lot of, on the farm, you have absolutely no yelling. And you might, when you're rounding them up sort of thing, there's a little bit of, hey, but apart from that, that's it. There's no yelling, telling animals off and stuff like that. It's complete respect, because the idea is to build that relationship with the animal where they actually want to be doing the right thing for you, and then they feed better, they look after themselves more because they feel better, and you end up with a better animal. And it goes on to, when we have people that, I know that the problem is when we sell bull calves, they don't have the money, but people still demand livestock that comes from here because they are well mannered. They're not angry calves. A lot of dairy farms that rear calves, because the dairy farmer is always under so much stress and work. Look at the little guys just zooming past. They can't give all the love that the animal needs, and so the animals aren't as stress-free as what they are when they come from our place. I know I sound like I'm talking ourselves up a lot, but it's true. It really is how animals work. And absolutely, they, I've explained it in my videos. Of course, the bull calves, most of them turn up as dairy beef. Their use case, to say a crypto term, is dairy beef. Supermarket shelves. That's the food chain. That's what it is. And, they're complaining enough about CO2 emissions as it is, or methane. You can't just have farms full of animals with no purpose. It's just crazy. It doesn't work that way. So, of course, it's the circle of life. I'll draw a circle. It's the circle of life that it is that you cow has to have a calf to have milk. If it has a heifer, then chances are it's going to be a dairy heifer or back to a dairy cow. If not, then the bull, you don't want to just waste the calf by euthanasia or slaughterhouse or whatever. You want to put it to the best use possible, and that is to grow it up to be a full-size animal, to become dairy beef, or you get the odd one that becomes a forever animal. They're more likely, when they come from a farm like this, to become a forever animal, because I've actually, I'm going to be able to show that in my videos, and you'll see it. And I'll drop a little bit of a secret here. There's a video of mine where I had the cows come and visit me from the neighbour, and they were ones that we reared, right? And they at about midnight they came around our house or shed and mooing away, and we were wondering what's going on. So we got up, and these cows had all come down and visit us. So we went and put them in a paddock. And in that video, I showed you one cow, and her name was Princess, right? Now, she is a dairy heifer, believe it or not, but she is a twin dairy heifer, so can't be a breeding dairy cow. But she has been granted a forever home, and that was one thing that I'll be doing, is showing, like I showed Hulk, how he's a dairy steer or bull calf that has now got a forever home. I'm really hoping I can get support with Patreon and through YouTube and the Discord community that can help us do what we do. But with all intentions, he is at his forever home. Even if we can just do it to him, that's good. And our neighbour is doing it to one as well. Some, I know it's not very many, but some of them do become forever homes. But of course, most of them become dairy beef, and that's just the way it is. Yeah, that would be an interesting thing. Yeah. I don't know. You wouldn't pass the export rules on that one, but yeah, I don't think you could really post a steak. you got all sorts of quarantine restrictions with that one, with animal products going across borders. But seriously, that's the reality of what we do, and I'm hoping that I can only take people on the journey that appreciate that realism, that perspective of reality, is that yes, they aren't just being all lovey-dovey and staying around forever. Yes, we know there is a use case, a purpose, and unfortunately that's just the way it is. And until all the alternative food sides take over, that's just the way it is. Really we're trying to do everything we can for ethics, for food chains, for of course growing quality animals to help the food chain. And the animal gets love during its time, you got to remember that when a calf leaves here and it goes to another farm, and we get feedback on how lovely and gentle the cows were, well, what does that tell you about how they get treated on those farms? There's way less push. The farmers don't have to have dogs chasing the animals to get them yarded up and stuff, because they all behave themselves. They all do the right thing. And so it goes all the way through where, I know I can't say that all of them are loved and that sort of thing, but I do get feedback saying that how well the animals behave on their farms, and that means that they're getting looked after. You know, like they're going to homes that where farmers, they actually do care, and which just means they don't have to push them around and be hard on animals to be able to get the animals to grow on their farms. You know, it's just the way it should be. It's so much better. But supposedly my screen didn't scroll up again. Could be for Aussies only, yeah. When lived in the UK, Automate Online. Yeah, that's right. There's online stuff, that's right. Yeah, absolutely. Like telling that we're doing things the right way. Oh, without a doubt. Like seriously, I'm more than happy to pat myself on the back, and I know that we are doing everything that can possibly be done to do it the right way. And we got more kids running around here. Oh, there they are. They're all ganged up. And yeah, it is really good to get that sort of feedback from other farmers about the quality of animals. We have some special nutrients that we give them, which is all organic, but really helps them thrive. It's mainly to do with vitamins and minerals. It costs us a lot of money to do it, but it's absolutely the silver bullet when it comes to rearing calves. You don't want to do it without it. There is some veterinary products that they have for rearing calves, which are like antibiotic based, to help calf rearers. But basically, all of those sorts of products, which is just to basically build the health or to keep the bugs away from a calf, is all things that farmers or rearers need to do when they've got failings on other sides. Like what you got to understand is that if you've got a problem like with animals, then that's telling you that there's a problem with where they are and what you're doing. It's not a problem that's within the animal itself. And so we keep all our statistics and percentages, all the medical information, everything, so we draw pretty little graphs and track everything that's going on. And we can even tell when the influences of temperature on calves, and we can even tell higher risk factors of temperature when the calf is even born. We do that much tracking of information that we can understand all these factors that go into calves, and which I'm sure a lot of people wouldn't realise, but it's true. There's maybe it's just boring when you're rearing so many calves, that you got to come up with all this stuff. But when you're doing so many, you've really got to try and... You can never be 100% good, right? But you can try and do 101%ers. What does that equal? Damn close to 100%, that's what you try and do. It's a game of 1%ers. It really is. And some treatments that you do or things that you do will give you a certain amount of percentages of benefit. It's amazing how things are so vastly affected by things that you do, really by what you don't do. Like laziness creates unwell animals. It really does. And that's why, in our new pens, like I explain in videos, that, they're high pressure cleaned every single day, and then moved to a fresh pen. I have 6 pens, and at most we're only ever using 2. And so there's always fresh, clean, dry pens from the day before that they move into, to have a clean, fresh, dry pen every single day. And then the dirty pen is cleaned with a high pressure cleaner, and we use a antibacterial agent for sterilising, and plus the timber floorboards have a natural sterilising effect as well. It's a good thing about wood, and it works really good. Like it's things like that make it where you can actually get such low death rates that we do, or what I should say is such high survival rates, because I know we must be really good in the industry. Because we really don't have any. I can tell you straight up, we don't have any losses that we can't avoid. And usually the ones that we get are ones that you just got no control over. Like it's a premature calf that's got certain issues or whatever, like genetic deformalities, or, like whether it be a cleft plate or something like that, it will come to us alive, but, there's nothing we can do for it. You get obviously medical deformalities that you can't do anything with, but those are very rare and few and far between. Like in 10,000 calves, I've seen 2 cleft plates. Like it does not happen very much. So, but like everything, with humans, you get some humans with issues and some that don't. Is there a market to teach other farmers? I guess that, like my son was saying to me, this is my son that doesn't live here. He's 26 or something. Was saying to me that I should do more on mental. Oh, geez, Isla's really pushing me camera. On mental states, like after all of the trials and stuff I've been through, where it gives a different perspective, because it's all so much different. Like when you're sitting in hospital and they, like, this is no shit, like I've said in my video, they come in and like just like that, the doctor just says, oh, you're dying, and it's like, what? Seriously? Like I think I'm all right, but and they say shit like that, it gives you a whole new perspective on stuff. But as far as farmers go, yeah, to a degree there's a market, but trying to tap into that would be hard. Like you'd have to do, like have headlines that sort of draw people's searches to your page for that sort of content. Or, of course, word of mouth, because I've got quite a few people on Discord that have a lot to do with farmers. So no doubt that, a bit of word spreads like that as well. But, maybe with some farmers it could be a bit of a thing where maybe they know best. I don't know. But I'm always happy to teach with animal husbandry, like with the calves or goats or whatever, and little tricks to keep animals alive that a lot of people don't know, and it's only born out of so much experience from us that we've learned these things. Because unfortunately a vet is, I'll put it this way, they rely on pathology. A farmer will call a vet, the vet will go to the farm, and the vet will say to them, oh, we need to do a sample of some sort, like whether it be draw blood or a nick of the ear, or something like that, right? To test the animal. But by the time they get pathology back, what's happened? Unfortunately, the animal is no longer, and yet cost them a whole heap of money for what? And I get a lot of farmers saying to me about this sort of issue, you know, and it's not that hard when you learn to know what to do. I know that sounds kind of blasé, but it's true. When you learn and you know what the little tricks are, then it's all like second nature. And that's why I get farmers asking me, you know, like today, for argument's sake, I went across the street and I was helping with a calf today. It's a big calf, it was 300 kilos, but I was helping that one today because, you know, it's got a specific medical issue, and so I helped them with that one because that's what I do, and I get a lot of that sort of stuff. So I'm like an unofficial vet. I've got to be careful what I say because, of course, you're not allowed to do any veterinary treatment for other people. I can administer drugs to my own animals that the vet has prescribed, but I'm not allowed to take them off farm. And so for this, obviously, I don't do that. But, you know, like, I'm always happy to help a farmer that has an animal in need. Like, there's no doubt about that. Anyway, if I put this video on me thing and do this as take 2, I don't know how I get the words up on the screen, you know, like to show on the video. You know how when they do their questions things, they use this other streaming program, which I forget the name off the top of my head, and apparently that's what they all the YouTubers use. But I'm actually not using that, but no doubt that would be better. But I think I just need a better phone, you know, like because mine just doesn't have the guts in it to be able to really do anything. And so it kind of just falls in a bit of a hole. Yeah, no, it's yeah, I can't remember what it was called. No, yeah, I know you can do it from the phone as well, but obviously a lot of people don't really have an environment to do it outside, you know, so they just want to do it behind a green or in front of a green screen or a black screen or whatever. And plus the sound works better inside a room, you know, when you've got things in there, of course, where you don't get echoes and stuff. And of course, good microphones, and you don't get wind and, you know, like, you know, animals jumping all over you. I can hear her. There she is. Yeah, that'd be interesting, wouldn't it? The problem in the inside, I just don't have an inside. Like, it is literally just a shed, you know, so that is the problem. We don't have any rooms as such. Like, I've got nowhere to go to be away from anyone. Like, we've put some sort of temporary walls up. You know, they're as temporary as they come, and we obviously don't have a ceiling, so it's just a shed. Like, that's our home, you know, and our kitchen bench is just a bit of melamine and some patio tubers legs. So our kitchen bench, I don't know, like, and like our cutlery cupboards are just like chest of drawers, you know, like for clothes, and hanging cabinets, or, you know, bit of you know, you get those pantry cabinets with the shelves, but just the cheap melamine things. That's all we have for plates and stuff like that. You know, like, it's 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 nothing special. Yeah, but you know, it's all right. Like we obviously had a big setback. You know, like 2 years ago, it obviously, yeah, got a bit turned on its head. You know, but yeah, we're still alive. But like I was saying, yeah, it's just unfortunately just not turning back the way life used to be. But oh well, that's just the way it is. The hardest thing during the daytime is that it's the wrong time for America, because of, you know, like when Prado and that does it later on tonight. Tonight my time is morning time over in the States. So you know I'm 12 hours, exactly 12 hours to the east coast of America, separate. We're half a world away, and so that really, like, I would sort of think that in their morning time would be all right because that's obviously in their early evening, but that's where time schedules are just really hard, you know, like, and if I've only got sort of, I can do something a bit early in the day, but you know, it sort of coincides with feed time, and my brain's getting bogged out now. Like it's really telling me. I've cooked it. It's saying that it's a bit much, but anyway, that's half the fun in it. Put it to a test. So I keep saying to the neurosurgeons, you know, because I got to keep on having these appointments, and they keep doing all their tests on me and stuff. And oh, the worst things when you go to brain surgery, they give you all these cognitive tests, and oh bloody hell, like you've never seen yourself so useless until you come out of brain surgery, and it's like you got to learn to walk again, even, and it's just horrible. Yeah, I think so. And no one else wants to come along, and I posted it in LSE chat. That's if it still survived, which I'm sure it would, because there's no reason why not to be. But I think it's all to do with the timing of the day. There's just nothing I can do about that, unfortunately. It's the same as what Sean G'day Crypto used to have, where it's the timing of the day is hard. It's just nothing you can really do about it. Yeah, but anyway, well, I'm really sorry to hear that, mate. I won't obviously say that on camera, but yeah, that's, yeah, it's hard, you know, like, yeah, there's everyone unfortunately is going to have something bad happen at some stage, you know, like, and well, I guess there's obviously some people that don't, but okay, most people, I'll put it that way. And yeah, and that's exactly right. You got to make the best of the life that you got, and exactly right. And that's why doing your mountain walks and stuff like that, like, bloody cool. Like, just do it. Like, it's good. Yeah, I've got a body that's smashed up. Yeah, I get that. And, you know, obviously that last couple of years I've put on a bit of weight and that sort of stuff. And, you know, it's been annoying and that. And, you know, like but, you know, that's just the way it is, you know. Yeah, you may say you admire my persistence, but I admire what other people do too. You know, like it goes around. It really does. Like, you know, like, just have a look at what Kiwi's doing. Like, you know, the amount of hours he's putting in, you know, just have a look at what everyone else is doing. Like, look at what yourself is doing. I'm sure you're not just sitting around and doing nothing, just watching someone on YouTube. Well, you got two other screens going. But yeah, I know everyone's situation is different. That's right. And yeah, it's just the way it is, you know, like, yeah, you just got to keep this thing smiling a bit, you know, and stay positive inside here. And I know I talk to a lot of people about mental states of mind, and you know, because obviously I've been through a fair bit of stuff. Well, anyway, I'm going to have to go, I think. And I'm sitting on a log. And this log, like, down there, with me knees is really not that comfortable. Oh, I've hoped you liked it, mate. I know you say it was good. Yeah, I know. I just hope you have. It's good. Yeah, thank you very much for joining in. That was excellent. And yeah, I'm going to let this video process, and I'll put it up there as a, I'll do it this way so I'm not being rude, as a take 2 of first YouTube trial run. And someone will have a look, and you never know. Hopefully they'll pick something up out of it, has a bit of a laugh or whatever. And that's good. If you can make someone smile for a day, that's good. That's what you want, isn't it? Well, that's what I want to do. I just like people to be happy. I really do. Anyway, take care, mate. All right, love yous all. Take care. Cheers. See ya.